Hey, what's up, everyone? Swinging Bull here, joined by Mr. SLP as well. And today we are streaming PayPal earnings announcement.
Let's do
Okay.
it.
So we got PayPal on deck for earnings. Let me just go over here. Yep. So 4:15 p.m. Eastern. It's about 4 p.m. Eastern. So got about 15 minutes before the results get released. And just wanted to look at PayPal's earnings history.
History.
Yeah, yeah. Turn you down there in Discord. All right,
Do it.
gotcha. Um,
Yep.
okay, there's the closing bell. Last year's EPS was $1.08. The forecast EPS is $1.23. Got a moderate buy based on 31 analyst ratings. Just looking at some of the EPS history here, and looks like Q2 of 2023. They just barely beat the EPS by zero point zero 0.01, or I'm sorry, the estimates were $1.17 and they came in at $1.16, so they just barely missed it the last time. Time before that, they also missed. Oh no, they beat EPS the Q1 of 2023. The estimate was $1.10, came in at $1.17. So they do have a history of beating EPS. We'll see what happens on this earnings call.
The
And
market doesn't care. The market doesn't care, man. But
yeah,
you know what also is pretty interesting is the PE ratio is very low as well.
yeah,
We got the PE at 14, the
mhm,
forward PE at 9. So I
right.
think this is a very underrated stock that, a lot of people are just plummeting all the bad negative vibes on them. But I think there's going to be great opportunity to go long on PayPal soon, just on those fundamental stats as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. And just continuing to look at the history here, we got a little chart right here. Um, Shows the forecast and the actual EPS numbers here for all the previous earnings. So this is a pretty cool website to look at earnings history. It's tipranks.com/stocks. And then for this one, it's /PayPal/earnings. So you can copy and paste that URL and bookmark it. You can scroll up to the top here. You got this search bar. You can type in any ticker you want and get this data. It's free data. So anything that's free is definitely a plus in my book. And just looking at the price of PayPal one day after the earnings for the previous earnings that were reported. And back on August 2nd, when they reported their last earnings, they were down to over 12% the next day. And kind of the same MO for the earnings that were announced on May 8th. They were down a little over 12% the next day. And then the time before that, they were a little bit green by 3% the next day. So I like looking at the history to see what the price of the stock did one day after earnings. And this website here, tipranks.com, gives some good free information if you just wanted to look at
Also,
the history. Yeah, go ahead, Lee.
also, if it keeps dropping 12% day after earnings, there's going to be nothing left of
Yeah,
PayPal in about 3 or 4 earnings.
no.
So I'm hoping for a positive one here. I really am.
Yeah, we'll definitely be watching this closely as we're streaming about 4:03 p.m. Eastern. So we've got about 12 more minutes before the actual earnings announcement. Let me just pull up a couple screens here and wanted to check and kind of just do
We
a
got
little.
Roku. Roku has also got earnings. It's up 9% after hours. Roku's got some really big push here after hours. We also have Shopify. I know that we're waiting for PayPal, but we have Shopify barely green. But the best one right now is Roku. It's up 9+% right now, near on 10, with some strong moves after hours.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, we'll take a look at Roku here in a second. Just looking at the heat map today, and got some nice pockets of green here on some of these bigger companies. Microsoft up over 2.5%, Nvidia up, Oracle. But basically, technology sector did really well today. Couple pockets of red here and there, but overall green. Communication services, we got Google, Meta, both solid green today. And consumer electronics, of course, we got Apple, solid green day there as well. Do got a little couple pockets of red in the healthcare sector. Got United Health Group down almost 1%, and then Humana also down. So healthcare taking a little bit of a hit today. Also energy, I mean, ZOM is kind of flat, slightly green, but then we got Chevron down almost 1%. Oxy kind of flat, down 0.32% for the day. I actually have an open bullish spread on Oxy, actually a little bit green on the spread as of today. So that's working out well there. And then also, what else did we trade today, Lee? We opened up some.
We played lots of things. We played a few things. Ford as well. We played tried to go the long game on Ford.
Yeah, I did a call debit spread on them. Potential return 22x if it's above my spread. The price is above my spread by expiration. I don't play. It's a 2026 expiration, so plenty of time on it. If Ford can get back into the teens, like even 12 or 13 bucks from the price it's at now, we'll be looking at like 100% return on that. I'll probably take profit then on there. But as you can see, heat map, mainly green, little bits of pockets of red here and there in some of the sectors, healthcare, energy, stuff like that. As far as the sector information, got information technology, communication services, and consumer discretionary, basically leading the pack today, top three sectors. Bottom three sectors, we have basic materials, consumer staples, and energy, kind of rounding out the bottom of the sectors here at the bottom. So it's always good to kind of check the sector information, see where the money's flowing to, where the money's flowing out of, and things like that. So good stuff there. We did have.
I mean, we got Roku. Roku after hours still going. It's up about 12% now. It closed around 59. It just hit 69 on probably better than expected earnings, I would have thought there. Also, QCOM is another one that's reporting earnings up 4.5% on earnings as well. So we have some really good, strong companies pushing after hours on earnings. Hopefully PayPal follows through, just like the other ones here. Shopify is still kind of flat. And PayPal is flat as well. So we're just waiting for those two to report as well.
Yeah, just waiting for the announcement.
But QCOM, strong company, up 4%. And then there's Roku up 10% plus on earnings. So, man, those are some. I mean, I didn't look at Roku, but that would have been a nice little grab there in the 50s. Just really haven't been paying attention to Roku. I should have done.
Let's look at the daily chart. Yeah, I hit 55.
Give myself a paddle now. Hit myself with the paddle.
Yeah, it's all good. Kind of tough to play before earnings because a lot of times we don't know which way it's going to go. A lot of times it depends on the guidance that they're going to give. I mean, we've seen companies beat EPS and revenue and give some soft guidance and sell off pretty hard. So just because they beat EPS and revenue, it's not really the tail of the tape there. A lot of times it's the guidance they give afterwards. Getting a little bit of, getting a little movement on PayPal right now. Got some green 3-minute bars is working on. Hit 52.05 so far. Get 52.06. Just looking at the order book, kind of balanced pretty good here between bid and ask. I like looking at the order book. Not only the actual orders where we can see where there's big orders that could act as support and resistance. Sometimes those orders get pulled though, so you don't want to 100% rely on these orders here. But I like scrolling all the way down, especially on Webull, just set it to 50. There's a little setting here, set it to 50. And I like scrolling down to see where the imbalance is. Sometimes that gives me a little indicator if we got buyers stepping up to the plate, then you'll see the bid side much bigger than the sell side, and vice versa. When the sell side has an imbalance and there's a lot more sellers on the ask than buyers on the bid, sometimes we'll see the price start pulling back and selling off. So we'll see what happens. We got about 6 more minutes until.
Well, QCOM, bro, I just posted it in the free live stream chat, but QCOM, big earnings there. We got EPS of 202. The estimated is 1.91. So they beat the EPS revenue, they beat the revenue, and then they see the Q1 EPS being a lot more higher than the actual, Wall Street estimate. So there's some big numbers coming out of QCOM, my friend. And that's why we're pushing after hours. And I see maybe this one going much higher. Compare it to, say, an AMD, which they kind of missed on a few of the bottom lines. This one is strong right out the gates.
Yeah, we got someone on YouTube, I believe, V8, asking about PayPal releasing earnings. Yes, that's what we're streaming here. They're releasing earnings in about 6 more minutes. So that is correct there. And Italian in Laguna Beach, welcome to the party. Says facts.
Laguna Beach.
The earnings period, even if companies beat revenue and EPS, they aren't guiding higher for 24. They're getting hurt. Yeah, we've seen that so many times this year. You get, I've seen companies smash earnings. They beat EPS and revenue greatly, and then they give some sort of soft guidance, and the stock's down 10% the next day. So just be careful. Don't solely depend on EPS and revenue. It's a lot of the MO this year. It's been all about guidance. Is what investors are mainly looking at. So,
well, you think about Q1 for QCOM. Their guidance is above what the expectation is. So that also is a strong indicator too. Like you say, guidance is a big thing, and that they're showing really strong guidance for the next quarter. So just kind of put that on your watch list. QCOM tomorrow and the next few days, maybe we get more of a pump out of that continuation for the rest of the week.
Yep, I got QCOM on my right on my screen on my right chart here. So pretty strong 15-minute candle, pretty solid there. It does have somewhat of a bigger upper wick here. So there are some sellers stepping into the game here, trying to push this down a little bit. But so far it looks bullish. It looks bullish. We'll see if it can break a new high of 116.25. We got about 4 more minutes, and then PayPal will be releasing earnings. I know some of the people in the Discord did some lotto plays on PayPal, so good luck to everyone that has an open position. Just remember, if you're ever going to play earnings, don't be full porting. Don't be backing the truck up and loading up on an earnings play. Very high risk anytime you play earnings. And, you got to be willing to lose what you put in, because if it doesn't go your way, it's going to go against you very, very hard, especially if you're trading options and get the IV crush and all that stuff. You got to be careful of. But we did, I know some members in the Discord do have some PayPal earnings lotto plays, is what we call them. So, maybe just take some profits from some of your other trades from the week, and then no problem there doing a small lotto play, and with the expectation of possibly a great reward on the other end. So we'll see what happens. Got about 3 more minutes.
What's the IPO price on PayPal? Isn't it like in the low 40s maybe? If we go all the way back.
Let me go back. It was around $30, or it's like the mid 30s, I think. Let's just kind of zoom in here. So we know the red candles always open at the top and close at the bottom. So if we're looking at this weekly candle here, looks like it opened right around $38, Lee, is what we both showing.
$38. Okay, so that's probably what we're going to be aiming for. If it's a bad earnings again, we're probably going to be looking at IPO price entry. And retest, and see if that holds up.
Yep. No, I agree with that.
You can also do spreads on earnings. Yeah, that does mitigate the risk as well,
yep.
Doing spreads.
Yeah, especially if it's like a bigger dollar stock. Like you get these stocks that are a couple $100, and a lot of times the naked options are just so dang expensive. What you could do is just maybe open up a debit spread to reduce your cost there. And we teach that over in the Discord, how to do the spreads and all that stuff. That's basically mainly what I do over here is spreads. So always have fun explaining spreads to everybody and showing them how they work and what the max loss would be, what the max profit would be, and what is it, what do the width of the strikes mean, and how much money do we need to allocate to our broker to open it and stuff like that. I just love spreads. It's my bread and butter. That's how I've made most of my money over the years. And unlike naked options, where you're, especially if you're day trading naked options, where you're so dependent on the you're very biased with the naked options. You're directionally biased, and you need to get a move either up or down, whether in your calls or puts. The beauty with spreads is I can just pick out, on a bigger time frame, a price level where I think the underlying stock will stay under, or maybe it's a level where I think the underlying stock will stay above, and then I can go ahead and whip out a spread with the expectation that it's either going to stay above or below that price level, depending on if you're doing a bullish or bearish spread. So you're not glued to the computer screen 8 hours a day, and it just gives you better chance to manage the position with the spread. And even if the underlying stock, goes up and then goes down, it could even move against us a little bit. As long as the price is on the right side of the spread, we're still winning. So, if anyone's interested in learning about spreads, come on over to the Discord. You should see a link in the YouTube description where you can join us for free, and that'll get you into the free section. At least you can start chatting with everybody, stuff like that. And then if you're interested in premium, of course, we'll get you set up there. So here we go with PayPal. It's officially 4:15 p.m. Eastern. We are getting some bullish movement. As soon as the earnings actually come out, we'll let you know. Maybe Lee can work on that on the side when the actual numbers come up, and he'll let us know if they beat, bottom line and top line GS revenue.
Yeah, absolutely. I will definitely post it in the chat as well.
Yeah. For PayPal, Kamal on YouTube, what were we thinking? We were talking about this pretty much all day today, and I definitely was bullish. I actually sold some cash secured puts on PayPal, $50 cash secured puts. Actually sold them a couple weeks ago, so the position went against me a little bit. But with selling options instead of buying them, again, that's mainly what I do is sell options. I just need PayPal to stay above $50, and those cash secured puts are going to be just fine. Collected it's like $100 or $200 for each one I sold. So I do have an open cash secured put, $50 strike for November 17th expiration date that I collected some pretty good premium on when I sold it. I'm just looking for PayPal to stay above 50. If PayPal, for whatever reason, does drop below 50 by November 17th, then I'm just going to wheel it. I'll accept assignment on my cash secured put at 50. With my cost basis will be in the 40s because of the premium I collected. And if for whatever reason by November 17th, here in about 16 or 17 days, if PayPal does drop below 50, I'm okay just wheeling the stock, and I'll sell covered calls to collect more premium and continue to reduce my cost basis further. But so far it's looking good. It did kind of wick down here to 51. Getting some knee-jerk reaction on the candle right now. This is a 3-minute chart. This is the left side of my screen here, looking at PayPal, and getting some volatility, getting some swings. Let me look at the order book. Yeah, I've got a sell side imbalance here, but it did just wick up to 54, so I would expect some sellers to be jumping in the game here. But we'll see. Let's see what we got here. We got an order at basically $54, 54.05. It's 48,000 size order here. So you just do the math with that, right? Pull up the calculator. So 48,137 times was that 54.05. So that's a $2.6 million order sitting up there at $54, 54.05. So we'll see what happens with that order, if it ends up getting chewed up and getting bought up, and then we'll go from there. But looking good so far for my my cash secured puts. I sold on them at $50. We'll see if this holds up. Lee's still probably looking at the. Okay, so we do got some results here. They beat EPS. Okay. Here's a nice, a neat comment here from Sanitha. Welcome to the show here. 50 for PayPal in 2 years. I know. It's like, 2 years from now, people are gonna wish they owned PayPal at $50. So I'm happy with the plane. Like I said, if I get assigned, I'll just turn the wheel on it and sell covered calls. But again, that's why I sold the $50 strike, because I don't mind owning PayPal at $50. I am content with owning it at that price. And like I said, with the premium I collected, my cost basis will be in the 40s, the high 40s. So I'll go from there on that. So they beat EPS. Okay, so that's good. You seeing any data out there, Lee, on Twitter or anything? Sometimes Weeble's just kind of late at posting the results. Yeah, there's still nothing on Weeble here, so maybe we can find something on Twitter.
I just posted right now on the YouTube stream and also in the chat in our Discord. They beat EPS. It was $1.30 versus $1.23 estimates. The net revenue was above estimates too.
Nice.
So they are good earnings. We just got to see the reaction to that. Because
the guidance,
like we say, like every single earnings have been fantastic. But we see PayPal stock price not reacting too well to that. So I'm just going to pay attention to like how it reacts. I will look for guidance too in a few minutes.
Nice. Okay, very nice. Yeah, it looks like we got a packed house here on YouTube. Got 82 people listening in on YouTube. Looking at the Discord server here, we got about another 20 people in there. So nice turnout for PayPal earnings. Price is still kind of trying to decide which direction it's going to go, and it's going to hinge on the guidance, y'all. So just keep that in mind, and then we'll go from there. Thanks, John Spence, for the update. Yep, beat EPS. Appreciate that. Good stuff there. David on YouTube. Come on, bullish. Yeah, I'm rooting for the Bulls as well.
Me too, absolutely. I'm rooting for the Bulls, man. I think that it's time for PayPal to find that bottom and start ripping back up.
Yep. So we got about a $3 range that it's trading in after hours. Wick down to about basically 51, wicked up to 54. Now it's just kind of hanging out here. So let's see if it finally picks a direction. It's definitely going to pick a direction here soon. Again, just kind of waiting for the guidance to be released from the CEO or whatever. And then we'll kind of have a good indication of how we're going to play this tomorrow. And if you didn't do an earnings play on this, that's okay. Tomorrow, we'll check out the rest of the extended hours data tonight, and then get the pre-market data tomorrow morning. And if this thing starts trending, we can easily play the post reaction. Yeah, no, I agree. We definitely, I wouldn't sell PayPal now. That there's no reason that if you are long on PayPal, there's no reason why you would be selling in the 50s. Okay. Looking at the bigger time frame charts, I mean, this thing, PayPal, oh my God, let's pull up the weekly chart here. I mean, this thing was at $310 a couple of years ago. So just kind of give you an idea on the possible upside here. Got the 200 moving average on the weekly chart. It's at 148. Looking at the daily chart, it's at almost $68. So, and you can tell if you pull up the daily chart on PayPal, look how many times it's come up and tapped this 200 MA. Got quite a few times here. Once here in towards the end of 2022, kind of got a little tap action there. Broke above it earlier this year in February. But it ended up just being a couple doji candles, and so it just kind of fell right back down below it. But the idea is it has a tendency to come up and give this 200 MA some heat, right? It's been giving it heat a handful of times in the past year or so, and so that very well could happen again. So why would you sell? I mean, you could even just draw a trend line here. We could do something like this. So we got this trend line here. You don't, if you're long on the position, why would you sell when it's at this trend line? We want the price to get back up possibly to this 200 moving average, right? And then now that would probably be a good time to maybe think about taking some risk off the table or taking some profit. That would be a $18 move from the current price right there. So
I'm
Go
looking
ahead,
at
Lee.
their guidance as well, right? So I'm on their website looking at the release, and it says
Okay.
here that cash flow from operations of 1.3 billion, cash flow of 1.1 billion. But I'm looking here at the balance sheet, and it says here in Q3 2023, repurchased approximately 23 million shares of common stock, returning 1.4 billion to stockholders. On
Nice.
the past 12 months, they've purchased 75 million shares of the common stock, returning 5.4 billion. So I do like to see repurchasing of the shares.
So that's what you're basically explaining, like a buyback deal or something going on
Buyback
there.
deal, yeah. So they're
Okay.
buyback and they're buying back their shares. So that's also very
Nice.
positive to see.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
And then also guidance. It's saying here guidance expected to grow 6 to 7% on a spot basis.
Interesting.
So basically, they're saying
Sounds bullish.
here, yeah, it's going to grow a bit more than expected.
Nice.
So I do believe it says here grow to 1.36 on the EPS compared to 1.24 prior year.
That sounds
And
like
then
good guidance to me.
yeah, then the guidance also expected to be higher also, for the full year 2023. So there is some
Q4.
growth there,
Yeah.
some strong growth. So I am seeing some positive numbers coming in on the financial guidance, and then obviously the buybacks and the balance sheet is strong. So yeah, I mean, a lot of ticks like in the right direction.
Yep. No, I like that. That basically everything you just said sounds pretty bullish to me. Maybe not like a slam dunk bullish, but it's positive, and anything positive is good, especially with PayPal hanging out
I
around
mean,
$50.
bro, if Apple or someone released these kind of like guidance and numbers, it'd be
Yeah.
going through the roof. It's just PayPal, you know, it's just poor old PayPal
Yeah.
getting no love.
Yeah, I mean, I use PayPal. I got a business account with them. That's how people pay me for my
Yeah.
event venue down here in Florida. I use PayPal all the time. They try and give me money all the time, and of course, I don't need it right now. But I love PayPal. I like them as
Also,
a
you got to
company.
think
They're
they
solid.
they invested also in Bitcoin, buying Bitcoin, and you think
I
Bitcoin
heard
has been
about that.
running up
Yep.
pretty nicely lately. So you think that their return of investment is pretty solid for
Yep.
their Bitcoin investment. So I think that they're going in the right direction. Also have a new CEO, so let's kind of see where he goes as well.
Yeah, I like that. New CEO, beat
New
beat
fresh
EPS,
direction.
beat revenue, new fresh direction. They gave some I think positive guidance, and got someone on YouTube here, Johan. Hope I pronounced that right, Johan or Johan. Anybody else went long before earnings today? Yeah, I have a
I
bullish
did too.
cash secured put. Mr. SLP. His name's Lee, by the way. My name's Ben, too, if in case anyone was wondering. Benjamin, everyone calls me Ben, but Swinging Bull here on the Discord is my name. But yes, we do have some people that were long on PayPal, including myself. I was long on some options that I sold. I sold some options, and did a bullish strategy there. So yeah, we definitely are long PayPal. I mean, it's just one of those things like, PayPal at $50, that's like unheard of. I mean, it's been a long time since they've been down this low. You just kind of pull up the weekly chart here. I mean, we have to go back to, let's see here, 68, 2017. Okay, so it's been 6 years, folks, since PayPal's been this low. I see solid upside opportunity with PayPal in the long run. So yeah, I'm definitely bullish on that. Let's go back to the charts here, a 3-minute chart. Get a lot of these wicks here on the top. Kind of price being held down here at the moment. Like I would like to see these wicks get mitigated. So we'll see if that happens here soon. Almost 4:30 p.m. Eastern. It's been about 15 minutes since the earnings release. Like I said, it kind of wicked down and wicked up $3 range basically. So we'll see. To be honest, I wouldn't mind if it just slowly trends up for the rest of the day, for the rest of extended hours, and then maybe it continues the trend tomorrow in pre-market, and then we'll see what happens at opening bell of regular session tomorrow.
Yep.
But I'm fine either way. I don't really, I wasn't. Of course, I would have liked a nice big boom, especially if anyone did an earnings lotto on it, but as long as it slowly trends up, leading to the opening bell tomorrow, I'm happy with that as well. So no worries there.
There's also like a few other big highlights before we get off air. Airbnb, if anyone follows Airbnb, they have earnings. The estimate for the earnings were coming in on EPS 208. The reported earnings were 663. So the surprise for Airbnb was 218% to the plus side. But there's the stock price isn't showing no love. So yeah, nope. Selling off after hours on that beat. I mean, surprise, 200%.
We were just talking about that. Yeah.
Were you? Yeah, just talk about that in the Discord.
Yeah, no, but exactly what you said, though. It's like we've seen companies smash earnings, smash the EPS, very positive, and then they sell off like this, that's because, again, probably gave some soft guidance.
It's a strange thing, but it's about soft guidance, like you say. And if they mention anything about slowing down or losing business,
it's terrible for them. Yeah,
terrible for them. Yeah, so that they got a surprise beat. The guidance was higher, actually. It says here on Earning Whisperers that they actually predicted higher guidance on their earnings. So I'm surprised they're still selling off. And then also you have Etsy coming in at 30% surprise higher as well, but they sold off down to 53 and regained, I think, 58, 59 now. So I always like to see these overreactions and play them. If they're good earnings and it starts to push back up, I like to kind of scalp into that.
Yeah.
Like AMD yesterday. AMD went down to 93. Today we're at 106, 107. So
AMD had a good day today. Yeah. Look at that 15-minute chart AMD. I mean, you literally could have this green line on my chart. This is the 20 MA. I've been using this lately. Very simple. Basically, price above it, go long. Price below it, go short. You literally could have just entered AMD at opening bell today and just rode it all day. Your stop loss could be if the price breaches and closes below this green 20 MA, and this is the 15-minute chart.
Look at yesterday. Look at earnings. Just go a little bit back.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at this.
Earnings.
Look at that.
So that's what you want to look at. Some engulfing candles with some buy action there, and then you can scalp into that and make some quick money. And then also that, like, this is a big overreaction, and this one you could go long at that point, but it would have been better to enter in the morning. Like you say, on the MA, we just blasted right above it, and that was kind of our buying signal on that one. So yeah, just PayPal looks pretty positive. It's holding up. So
yeah, you know what other company did this recently? I forget if it was one earnings release ago or two earnings release ago. Remember Microsoft? They sold off really hard, and then literally by opening bell the next day, they had retraced all the losses. They clawed back all the losses and ended up going positive and went on a little run. So we do see that. So, just because the price does one thing, 15, 30 minutes after earnings announcement, doesn't mean that, tomorrow morning, the next day by opening bell, it could be a totally different story.
So we'll
see.
Also something to look for PayPal, and also companies that are located in the West Coast. Like tomorrow we have a big earnings of Apple. They release the earnings, and then they have the call on the Western time, which is normally like 2-3 hours after the after market closes.
Yeah.
So we may see PayPal. I'm not sure if they're located on the West Coast over there in LA or California side, but if they are
California,
then they may have earnings. They may have the call, but it may be in like an hour's time or something, and we may get some more price action once that starts happening. So don't just run away from the screen. Maybe check back from time to time with PayPal, because they may start the earnings call, and then we may start seeing a bigger move.
Yeah, and we see that a lot with the West Coast companies is they'll actually release the earnings data, around the usual time, around 4 p.m., 4:30 p.m. And then what happens is we'll get a move when that data is released. And then just like Lee says, a couple hours later, because it's the West Coast over there, they actually have the earnings call.
So the call,
so you'll get two moves, right? Yeah.
The call is on at 2 p.m. Pacific, so that's 5 p.m. Eastern. So we got the call in about 26 minutes, guys. If you want to, get on that call and listen in, we will probably not be here, but you can definitely get in there and listen in, and we may see some bigger price action there.
Yep. So that's about it's 4:34 p.m. now. So got about 26 more minutes before their actual earnings call. So we got some price action when the actual data was released, and then as Lee says, we got the actual earnings call for PayPal at 5 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so that's 2 p.m. Pacific. So there we have it. But yeah, we probably going to wrap up this stream here. Just wanted to look at PayPal and stream this to see what kind of moves it did as the earnings data was released. But keep your eye on PayPal in the next 20 to 30 minutes when they actually do the earnings call. And, we very well could see a pretty good move when that occurs. You got any final thoughts, Lee, or anything? I guess we can go ahead and wrap up the stream. If anyone on YouTube is interested in hanging out with us during the day, we basically stream every single day. We do live trading like 4 or 5 times a week. We're trading live on the trading floor with everybody. If anyone's interested, again, just click on that link in the description. That'll get you in the free section. Doesn't even cost any money. You can come hang out in the free section for a little bit, see how you like it. And then, if you like what we're doing, and you can talk to us about joining the premium side. But come hang out. It's free. Just click on the link in the description, and we'll see you over there.
And also, we have live trading tomorrow in the Discord, guys. So just come on there and hop on and do some live trading with us.
Yep, and live trading is actually in the free section 2 times a week, right?
Yes, Ethan, it's Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah. Our other analyst, Ethan, he works for a prop firm, and I think his dad's like a huge investor too. But he trades live in the free section Tuesdays and Thursdays, I believe, right, Lee? Something like that. Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Tuesday, Thursday for market open.
Yep. So you don't even need to be a premium member. Just come join the free section and check out Ethan's live trading Tuesdays and Thursdays. And, if you want to get more involved, we're happy to have you. But other than that, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up this call. I had fun chatting with everyone. Had a pretty good turnout on the YouTube side. And it looks like we got about 20 or 30 people in the Discord side. But it was fun chatting with everyone. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their night. And I'll see everyone tomorrow on the trading floor for some more live trading.
All right, guys.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers, everyone.